Let's have a beautiful class. Everyone can hear me? Thumbs up, applesauce? Everything is groovy? Awesome. All right, let's begin. So, coming down onto our backs, let's lower down. Won't need a bolster just yet. If you have one, though, feel free to keep it nearby, or you can always place it underneath your knees. But just for now, we're just going to lie back and get into a good way. As we lie back, get into a good way. Let's bring our knees into our chest. Give ourselves a nice squeeze. And just very slightly make movements left and right with your hips. Left and right with your hips. You can relax the arms, relax the head, and just imagine your spine's going down, 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 aligning itself naturally through the floor, using gravity to help bring you deeper and deeper within. So just side to side, side to side. Good. And now from here, we're going to bring the soles of the feet to the floor. We're just going to do a few tailbone tilts up and down, up and down. Very good movement for us to get started with our floor sequence. Started with side to side, now moving up and down. That feels really nice. Good. All right, our first movement today, bringing knees into chest. Let's start with half the side, okay? So we're taking the right leg. I'm going to take the right leg over the left, and this is known as pigeon, right? Of course, there's other people in the class that may be able to go deeper than just the square pigeon. You may even go right up into the hip. So that's up to you. It depends how it feels. So again, here or here, and then bringing it in towards yourself, right? Regardless if it's here, then you go from underneath. If you bring it from down, right? You bring it from on top. And as we've been working on, we're working on that seated position, that master pose, right? So the whole idea of getting the legs crossed and the spine free. So moving it side to side, side to side, moving toward that master pose, that sitting posture. And that's what's most important, right? So being here, opening that hip, feeling, relaxing, relax your head, and just see if you can relax everything and hold and breathe, right? We move through the yin from a position of being comfortable, which is a physical reality, into finding the comfortable edge. So once we're physically comfortable, we find the edge by maybe bringing it in a little bit deeper, moving the knee a little bit. Oh yeah, right? Feeling it out on the floor, naturally aligning it. And then once you find the edge, and the edge is where the strong sensation is. Okay, and it's not overwhelming because you're breathing through the experience. So I find my edge, here's my edge. Breathing all the way in. And breathing all the way out. And the more you breathe like that, now we get to ride the comfortable edge. Because the riding is the awareness of the breath now in the posture. And then the yin comes about as you continue to breathe like this, maybe closing the eyes, dropping in a little bit deeper in towards the heart center, right? Scanning the body with the breath from the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head, from the nose all the way down to the toes, and just feeling what's happening. 30 more seconds. Opening up that hip, lying down on the ground, feeling that natural alignment slowly unfolding, breathing, 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 and that's what puts us into the yin, where we go beyond that comfortable edge into relaxation. And that's where we set our new standard, right? That's where we become, we start where we finish. So each time we practice, brings us a little bit more. Good. Just move it around a little bit. Let the leg relax side to side. Bring the left foot down to the floor. A little warm up for that hip. Just moving it around a little bit now, playing. And as promised, right? In core class, we're always moving toward, perfect posture. Perfect posture is our own perfection, right? It's something that we see within ourselves. That perfection is a feeling. There's pleasure that overcomes suffering, right? We call it bliss. That type of pleasure is a special pleasure. That's a good feeling. Like right now, it feels really good, right? It feels good to do this. And it's going to feel really good to do this at the end of the class once the hips all opened up and you're going to sit effortlessly on the ground. That's the whole point. Good. So again, if you can imagine what we're doing, right? We're kind of in a sitting position, but lying on the ground. We're going to sit now with the other side. So rather than doing it on the ground, right? We're doing it from the floor, right? Bringing it in. So again, finding that reclined pigeon pose, right? Open up the hip, open up the leg, bring it in. You can go from underneath, through the thigh, over top of the shin, lying down. If you feel you're working toward your lotus, and there's no problem doing this, there's no pinching in the knee, see? Very flexible, very healthy. That feels good for me, right? Bringing it in a little bit more. It's just the next level. Good, breathing here, feeling here. Right now we're in the sort of comfortable aspect of the pose. And now we want to find where the edge is. And remember, the edge is where the strong sensation lies. So we find that edge. Where are we going? Where are we looking? Right? Within ourselves. How do we find the comfortable edge? We chase it like the horizon. We learn to find it through breathing. Because we know if we follow the horizon, we are on the horizon of someone else, right? Every point on a circle is a horizon point to another point. So when we look to the horizon, what we're not seeing is that we are that point from a different position, right? When the sun rises, it's also setting somewhere, right? So when we see the moon, right, reflection of the sun, right? There's all this beautiful sacred pattern and geometry to our world. And of course, going within ourselves too, right? There's all sorts of asymmetries from left side to right side, right? So flatten the spine, get comfortable, breathe. Find that comfortable edge. And as you breathe each and every round, going a little bit deeper into your yin, where you move from the comfortable edge and you just be without being. You become the yin, right? Stillness is anything but still. And so that's what we call relaxation. Being okay with that breathing pattern upon that comfortable edge, and then right into relaxation, which is for the mind, right? We can't be relaxed unless the body is comfortable. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start to move it around a little bit. Slowly, slowly release that right foot to the ground. Play around with the leg a little bit. I might bring it up, right? You might want to bring it down a little bit. Play around. Good. And soles of the feet to the floor. Windshield washer the legs side to side. Right? And as we go side to side, right, we're releasing the spine left and right, looking over opposite shoulder. Feel, 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 because all that tension in the lower body, tailbone, lumbar spine, all that tension needs to be removed in order to sit comfortably. And that's the whole point of the asana, is to increase the longevity or duration, right? Or even the intensity of your meditation, right? Making it pain-free makes for a much more peaceful, more everlasting experience of the moment, right? Without all the distractions of the body. And that's where the breath comes in. Beautiful, guys. From here, knees into chest, give yourself a nice squeeze. Good. Play around. Feel, feel, feel. Good. We opened up the hips externally. Now we're going to sort of close them. We've been working on this, right? Again, we take sections of time, right? It's like courses, right? So terms, right? Seasons, reasons. So we externally open. Now we're going to internally rotate. We take the right leg, and take that right leg, cross it over top of the left. And again, this looks like shoelace pose. We've been working on this pose for several weeks. Very important now as we externally rotate the hip, also to internally rotate the hip. Again, nice and light. This is just our warm-up. So again, relax the head, right? Relax the shoulders. Get comfortable, right? So, right, am I comfortable? Right, what is comfortable? Scanning the body through my awareness from the crown of the head down to the tailbone. As I breathe from my nose to my toes, right? And just holding in those legs, bring them nice and close to your body. Again, find that comfort and then quickly transition to the next level, that comfortable edge, right? So we're moving from comfort into the comfortable edge. And the comfortable edge is where the strong sensation is, right? Not too strong, not as strong as sitting, but it is a good prep for it, right? So breathing here, feeling here. For those who want to go to the next level, remember we've been working on our eagle legs, and that just means that the bottom leg slips, or the top leg slips underneath the bottom leg, right? You get the beautiful eagle legs. Okay, not necessary, it's doing the same thing, it's just a more extreme version, but if you have the ability or working toward it, feel free to do it. Good, bringing it in. Remember, your yoga journey is progressive like Rome, it's not built in a day. You know, the beauty of a yoga is it's not a hobby, it's not an exercise, right? Yoga is a lifestyle. And even further, if you really, really get what the yoga is, right? If you really, really understand its true essence through experience, then you realize yoga is a life. It's literally life itself, right? It's physical, it's emotional, it's energetic, it's mental, right? It's vision or dream, aware, it's very open, blissful, and of course, all centering around the self. Good, feeling that energy, moving into it a little bit more. Again, seeing how much articulation you can get just from breathing. You're doing wonders for your meditation posture just by doing these two simple movements. Good, breathing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. I'm coming out of eagle, right back into shoelace, holding on, playing around. And then again, same thing as before. Place the foot on the floor and just windshield wiper out the knees. Again, we always teach when it comes to twisting, if you want to deepen your twist, you just cross, right, the legs. So right now the right leg is on top of left, right? That's going to make it a lot deeper. Twist, right, over onto the left side. And you can feel it. And you notice it on the screen, like my leg is not going toward all the way to the ground. Almost is, but I can really feel it as I do that all through here. So a little bit of stretching will go a long way. We'll finish with that. Good, guys. Beautiful work. A little bit to relax. Swing that leg over. Left leg rises up and over top of right. Good. Internal rotation. Remember what we're doing and why we're doing it, right? Very important to externally open, but also equally important to internally rotate, internally towards the midline or the center line, towards the spine. Good, bring it up, right? Feel again, right? A lot of asymmetry here in the body, right? Left side and right side are not always exactly the same, right? So the grip, find a comfortable grip, something you can bring into yourself. Relax your head, relax your shoulders. Again, you're always seeing me do it, micro movement, little things, because I want to be comfortable. And I'm, on a subtle level, right? Not comfortable, right? The subtle levels, like it feels like little tiny, like bubble pop, right? Right? Or there's tiny little areas that feel like they're knotted. We call them granthis, right? So we're untying those granthis, those knots. So you don't untie a knot by just sitting there and holding it, right? You got to pick away at it. And we say that to people with the yoga, right? Stillness is anything but still, right? We may feel stillness, but stillness is literally stillness in movement, right? You're feeling harmony of movement, right? The earth spinning, The moon spinning around the earth spinning around the sun spinning around the solar system, and it just goes on and on. There's just infinite movement, right? To be still is something like water in a pail, right? And the water flips upside down, doesn't come over the pail because of the momentum, right? That's us right now. So close your eyes, go inside, start to feel that breath deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, nose to toes, crown of the head to tip of the tailbone. For those who want to go a little bit further into eagle, feel free, right? If you haven't already, and just bring it all in and go for it, guys. Beautiful work, breathing all the way in and all the way out. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Play around. Feel. Right. If you're in the full eagle legs, uncross. Join everyone in their version of shoelace. Slowly lay the foot on the ground. And then again, best part, move it around side to side. Right? You're going to feel it more as it comes onto that right side. If you've never crossed your legs and twisted, right? Again, why do we cross our legs? Internal rotation, right? So we're getting a little bit more space as we drop onto either side, but we're also getting that internal rotation. And keep telling you how important it is to feel, right? That feeling of that vacuum seal feeling, that squeeze, that tightness, that constriction, that contraction, and then of course the expansion, right? And the two go together. In, out, right? That's the rhythm, that's the flow. Beautiful, guys. Knees into chest, give yourself a nice squeeze. Back should feel really good, but we're gonna put it to the test. So now we've stretched it. So now we want to do strengthen it. We've been working again on a little bit more of an esoteric, a yin movement known as bridge, right? We know bridge, very familiar, but it's not familiar to yin classes because it is really challenging. So again, we're going to do it slowly, right? Each week, learn a little bit more from a posture that you know all so well, okay? I like to do this, right? I like to touch my ankles and I like to get my feet as close as I can. Why do I like that? Because when I push up, I want my feet to be almost underneath me, so that way I can walk them out a little bit, right? If I'm out here, I don't have that chance. It's harder to walk in than it is to walk out. So bring your feet in as close as you can. And then once your feet are close to your head, lift your hip, right? And so everyone can do this. This is level 1 for yin. And if you can see, even though we're shooting from above, which is better for the physical asana, right? As I can hold my shirt, as you can see, there's lots of space underneath here. Even though I'm just relaxing on my shoulders, head is relaxed, lifting hips. So that's level 1. Level 2, you can drive your elbows into it to help you, right? But now you're gonna feel more tension, so I wouldn't recommend that. What I would recommend is place your hands on the ground and then slowly walk your hands together. If you can't walk your hands together, just reach towards your feet and see if you can lift up and stack and create a frame, like a scaffold, right? Something strong, right? That's lifted up, but it can be taken down very quickly, but it's strong, right? And you can keep stacking like a scaffold. So like that. So if we're going up to the next level, right? Clasp all 10 fingers together and then walk those shoulder blades and look at the difference now, right? Look how much higher everything is, right? And now you can see even with the feet, I start to walk them out a little bit, walk my shoulders, and again, everything starts pushing up. Okay, I'm comfortable, and now I've gone and found my comfortable edge. So what do? We breathe, right? Because this can only be the comfortable edge if I can breathe through it. If I can't, I gotta back off a little bit. But trust me when I say this, if you can, push it up as high as you can. Fire it up for as long as you can. Breathe. The benefit of bridge pose is incredible, right? Less than a minute left. You're doing fantastic. All the way in. All the way out, and keep that height, right? You're going to feel this incredible sensation at the base of the spine as we wake up the Kundalini energy. Again, this pose is all about mastering the sitting position. You'll be amazed at how powerful this asana can bring you into your meditation posture. It's amazing how good it feels when you really figure out how to squeeze the tailbone, when you fire up the glutes, when you shoot through the heels of the feet, the toes, you can free your toes up, your thighs, your knees, your neck, your shoulders. Fantastic, guys. Feeling here, breathing here. You got this. 10. Breathe. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. Higher and higher. 4. 3. 2. Release the hands. Slowly lower down to the ground for 1. Grab hold of your knees. And play around here on the floor. Full minute. You can come into happy baby, right? Stretch it out. You can have your feet on the ground, right? Whatever is clever, right? Whatever feels good. This is where the transference from the teacher to the student occurs, where the teacher is now the student, right? You are the teacher, right? You are learning from your own inner experience what feels right, what feels wrong. You have to listen to that voice. That's why every great guru, literally every great guru, teaches the guru within. So within every student, there's another guru. That's a true guru, right? So that's the nature. The word guru means one who dispels darkness. One takes it away. What's the darkness, right? It's the pain, it's the suffering, it's the ignorance, right? And what is the light? The light is illumination, truth, joy, happiness, awakenedness, innocence, love, right? That's the light. That's the good stuff, right? Beautiful, creative, wonderful, guys. Stretch your arms back, reach back. Tilt tailbone, release, tilt tailbone, release. And again, the longer your spine is here in this position, the more comfortable you're going to be from sitting. So this is a great way, right? Arms out to your side or arms over your head. This is a great way to check out your meditation position. I know it looks awkward, but I'm going to show you what I mean. We're going to start just a little cobbler, right? Start a little cobbler, right? You can lift your hips up and down, just get nice and comfortable. I want you to imagine as if you were sitting in cobbler, but sitting up. And we're going to look at this right afterward. So you'll notice you can actually align your spine all the way through. And that feeling, that support of the floor, the gravity, right, of our situation, right? We get light from the window, but we get gravity from the sun, right? So yeah, light comes through the window, comes from the sun, it's daytime, beautiful, we can see everything, but we're not looking externally, we're looking internally. So closing our eyes, what do we see? Not the light coming through the window, but the gravity flowing through the window, the gravity flowing through the room, the gravity all around us, pushing us down, aligning our spine into that natural alignment. So those working on alignment, this is a great way to feel your alignment because you're stuck onto the floor in a way that you can push down, but you can also lift up. The cobbler is really nice to work on perfecting. And of course, if you're one of my core yogis, you know, right, what can we do with strong core, right? We can lift ourselves right up. But we're not going to do that, not just yet. Some of you are like, okay, I want to do it. Feel free. But for the other ones, you're just going to roll onto your side and come up, okay? For the other core yogis, feel free to enjoy yourself by just popping straight up, right? So now we're going to open up the fingertips into a lotus. And you'll notice my thumbs are together, my pinkies are together, right? And I'm coming into this beautiful lotus position with my fingertips, and I'm placing it over top of my heart. And as we open up the hips, right, we're opening up the heart, right? This is reflecting the hips. We're in the cobbler pose, holding here. I want you to feel that support, right? That floor beneath you. Can you feel it? 10, breathing. 9, lifting upward. Remember your bridge pose, right? Natural posture is something that has to be naturally worked on, right? Healthy, loving relationships are ones that are healthy and loved, right? It doesn't mean that it's all good always, right? There's always strong sensation. There's always some level of tension. But let's relieve that tension through the breath and through the movement of the body. Movement is medicine for the body. Stillness is medicine for the mind. Take that beautiful lotus flower, close it up, bring it down towards your feet, and slowly, slowly, as you walk your hips back, right, start to come into a very wide and comfortable cobbler pose, right? It can be called diamond or shoelace. There's lots of different variations we call this pose, right? But we're getting into a nice, beautiful variation of the cobbler. And we're just coming down into it. And again, you can hold your feet. And as we've talked about before, if you feel like going further, you can stretch out your hands out in front and then slowly bring your elbows down, right? And as we slowly bring our elbows down, as I demonstrated here, right, it brings our lower back more and more down. And of course, where is our head going? Right, all the way towards the feet, right? So that crest in the head is just going to find its way really sweetly into the sort of soles of the feet over time, right? So allowing yourself to come down. I'm teaching, so I'm going to stare and keep talking towards the microphone. But again, get comfortable. That's level 1, right? What's level 2, right? Find that edge, right? Where's the edge? It's between comfort and relaxation, right? It's called strong sensation, right? So between comfort and relaxation, there's strong sensation. So to go from comfort to relaxation, you got to pass through the strong sensation. For me, that bridge pose was very relaxing, felt awesome. For some of you, it was very challenging, right? It's the same feeling. You're just lasting on the comfortable edge longer than I am, right? For me, I like to leave that comfortable edge and go into relaxation, holding the posture exactly where it is, even maybe more, but through the breath and through sharing or exploring, the mountains within myself. There's so much inward journey that can be taken internally by breathing, by feeling, right? By knowing, by showing, right? Showing up for our practice. All of these things help us to melt. And what is that melting? Liberation, right? Once it's melted, what does it become? It becomes realization, right? It's melted. It's let go. It no longer exists in the way that it used to, right? It's liberated. It's change, right? Everything is changing. So why aren't the bad things changing? Why do the bad things linger? This is the consciousness of the yin. If you can surrender, if you can let go, then you can let be. And if you can let be, then you can see how to extract the healing energy from the body. How to extract the natural joy, the inner light that the yogis talk about, right? Your life source energy, your prana. Good. 10, right? Breathing all the way in, breathing all the way out. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Brahmari to clear, nice and strong. Deep breath in. Make it your deepest. Make it your strongest. Good, and slowly coming up. Bring your arms behind you, knees come up, and windshield wiper the knees side to side. And again, you're noticing this is the same movement we did like this before, right? With the crossing, right? We did it with cross, we did it without cross, right? We're doing the same movement, but now from sitting. So as you can see, everything is progressing towards the sitting posture. Why? Because the hardest thing to do, harder than headstand, harder than shoulder stand, harder than shoelace, harder than anything, is being able to sit just comfortably on the floor. And trust me when I say that. It's still the asana, it's still the yoga asana, one of the yoga asanas that I am working on. And I will be working on for the rest of my life. And that's the practice of meditation. And so all of this creates a sweeter version of that. Beautiful, guys. Relax, relax, relax. Feel, feel, feel. Love, love, love. Awesome. Okay, hamstrings, right? Last week we didn't do it. This week we have to take a look at them, right? It's one of those really important postures. If you know that your hamstrings are good, yogi's choice, you can do dragonfly. Open up the legs to the same posture, right? A little bit of a different variation. But for today, again, especially because you got, half of our yin yang energy, right? Our core, our yin. Usually we do the both together. We do the core first, then we do the yin, right? Really important asana that we do constantly in core class is the forward fold. So very, very important. Modification for those who want to change it up, right? If your hamstrings, you're super good in the hamstrings, open it up to dragonfly. But again, once we're here, it's the same thing. Good, we're reaching forward, right? We're reaching forward. It doesn't matter whether we touch our toes. What matters is that we're progressing toward that direction. Because even once you have your toes touch, right, you're still moving forward, right? Crunch, and that's what I'm trying to show you on the camera. Crunch, 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 crunch. Forward fold, elbows, head relaxes, shoulders relax, back, hips, knees, feet, toes, right? Everything flows and then just keeps circling, right? The energy. Good. Once you tune into it, start to breathe, start to guide it, start to channel it, start to align it, right? Right? You're feeling, right? I always encourage a lot of movement at the beginning of the forward fold because there's just so much that can be cleared just by getting into it. And that's the only way to describe it. Once you get it, you got it, right? You keep getting it. It's just how it is. You're exploring to the point where you're like, okay, I'm ready for the yin, right? Again, yin is not something do, it's something we are, right? I can't give you yin, right? Yes, this is a yin class, but the yin is an experience, right? It's not an asana. Yeah, we hold for 3 minutes. That doesn't mean it's yin, right? What makes it yin is not here, right? It's here, right? This is what makes it yin. Are you relaxed, right? Can you go to that place where you can be without being? Can you meditate in the asana, right? Being nothing but the breath. Right? Deep breath in, deeper breath out. Right? Level 1, working on getting the legs straight. Level 2, relax the lower back. The lumbar spine is curving in the opposite way. right? It's this way, and we're pushing it this way, pushing it back into a curve, into a forward fold, right? And then once you're at level 2, level 3 is internal to the belly button, to the organs, pushing as you exhale, getting internal massage on all your digestive organs, right? Everything as you exhale. That's why you hear me sometimes like go, right? It's work, right? Sometimes I'm actually like internally like squeezing something, like push, and squeeze it, and then release it, right? And so you can do that internally. And as you notice, it's called Uddiyaband, right? We're flying that diaphragm up at the end of the exhale. And as we do that, we're creating all this internal space. Well, that's how the body goes all the way to the floor, right? So 3 levels in the forward fold. First, the hamstrings, which are the legs straight. Once the legs are straight, the back will slowly start to relax. Takes a long time, right? To have it naturally. Some people have it because they were dancers, or some people have it because they went to the gym, right? They did some light stretching, or they're just, born that way. Regardless, it's a journey, right? The reward is not the toes. The reward is the sensation, the journey, the gentle journey toward any particular part, right? Forward, backward, side to side, and twisting. All the movements of the spine that make up elongation. Good. 1 more minute here, guys. You're doing fantastic. The more we can melt those hamstrings, the better it's all going to feel. We've said it many times before. The hamstrings are the anchors of the body, right? You could be super strong, right? You could have all the strength in the world. You could be as powerful as a yacht, right? Like a boat, right? A yacht boat with a huge engine. If the anchor is down, you're not going anywhere, right? And it's the same metaphor, right? Better to have a small fishing boat, right? Flexible, comfortable, simple, right? Anchors away and be able to move fast. So which is going to move faster? The yacht with the huge engine with the anchor down, or the fishing boat without the anchor, right? Smaller boat, smaller engine. That one, it'll go way further and faster, right? So yoga is not what it looks like on the outside. It's not even what it feels like on the inside. It's an experience, right? Knowledge and experience of the inside. That's what yoga is. Knowledge and experience of the inside, right? And how that connects, right? Non-separate to the external. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brahmari to clear. Deep breath in. And slowly coming up, hands behind us once again, soles of the feet to the floor, and start to windshield wiper the knees, side to side, side to side. Right? And every time you can feel it, it's getting smoother, it's getting a little bit more lubricated, right? It's starting to feel more natural, right? It's starting to feel like, is there a stretch here at all? That's great. That's exactly where we want to be. But most of the time with the yin, we feel a little bit older than we are. I always say about 40 years older. So again, that puts me into my 70s. For some of you, you're well over your hundreds at that point, but that's okay, right? Because that means that you can live this long, right? You have the ability to still do, even if you feel, I'm so stiff, right? You can move through it. There's always movement, right? Like melting an iceberg. Right? Slowly, putting on that heat, putting on that pressure, right? Let the natural alignment unfold. So always smile and take gratitude if your body is in a pain-free way. It's very, very special. Very, very lucky. All right, guys. Beautiful. We've done the forward fold. We've done the cobbler. We've done lots of things here. We're going to focus again on a few basic moves from the sitting position that are going to help with the sitting position. And what better one to do than something we've done before, right? We're going to again prepare for that shoelace. We go in at it at different angles in different ways. Today we're going to see it from a more relaxed way and then progressing into it. I'm going to demonstrate from the side so you can see properly. Perfect. We're going to take the right over the left, just like we did on the ground. Right? Right over the left, just like we did on the ground. And then we're going to start to open it up. So I'll turn and face you now. So once you start opening up, as you can see, you see how I'm opening up my V, right? I'm making it, and then I'm going to walk my hands. And as I walk my hands, slowly, slowly, right? Slowly, slowly. Now for some of you, this is where the bolster comes in, right? So before you go into the posture, be like, oh, it's not feeling good, or you're out to one side, right? There's no one right way of doing this, right? Just uncross your legs. If you're feeling it already, sit up on the bolster, right? Take right over left and try again. And I guarantee if you do this, right, you're gonna find your cobbler. Right? Look at me, just nice, I'm not cobbler, I'm sorry, shoelace. Right? Just nice and slowly, right? Without the bolster, it's the same thing, right? You're just finding it nice and slowly, right over left, trying to stack those knees one on top of the other, right? And finding that comfortable position. Again, it doesn't get more yogic than this. Like cobbler is one of those, magazine-worthy, yoga poses. You see someone in this, you're like, oh, they're doing yoga, right? You know they're not stretching at a gym. Like no one stretches like this at a gym. Right? This is deep internal stretching. This is wonderful. So let's take our hands, right? This has purpose. This has passion. This has devotion. This has knowledge, all connected to it. Good. And as we come forward, whether we're sitting on the bolster or not, coming forward and starting to put that internal pressure on. It's kind of like turning, the kettle on, right? The heat is starting to work, right? So as we come forward, we're putting more load, more pressure. And you can, remember, as I've always said, you can stay up here because for some of you, this is it. This is a lot of stretching, right? And it is. For some of you, it's going to be one hand, right? And you're just, trying to get into it, right? Trust me, it's a journey and it's a gentle journey. And then for others, right, climbing forward and again, working with those elbows, right? Working with those elbows, finding that shoelace. And again, if you notice like the eagle, it's a stacking, right? It's a 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. And of course, we can do lots of movements with the arms, right? One of the ones we've been working on, right, is just simply reaching back and grabbing the elbows, right? We can do that. Right? We could do this. That doesn't feel as good, but it does feel nice to kind of move your arms around in different positions, right? We can go for the binds, where we do this with our hands, with the binds. We can choose one. Whatever you do, right? What's important is that you're comfortable, right? Options are great, but if you're not comfortable, they're no good. They're just going to be distractions. So again, find your shoelace, get nice and comfortable. Once you're comfortable, what's the next stage, right? Why are we in yin class? Yin, there's a 3-point directive. First comfort, then comfortable edge. And how do we find comfortable edge? What changes comfort into comfortable edge? Well, I'm not breathing right now. I am breathing, but I'm not breathing. Watch the difference. I'm comfortable, now I'm at my comfortable edge. Right, why do I know that? Because as I'm breathing, now I'm searching for that next layer, right? And then as I search for it, and this is the gentle journey, this is the beauty of the yin, you're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and then eventually you'll reach the third level, which is relaxation, right? Once you're relaxed, now you can be without being. You can meditate in the posture, right? So opening your mind to all of these possibilities, and then going beyond the mind, where you don't have to chase it, right? You don't need to know. It is known, right? It is already internally known. You don't need to get healing, right? The healing is inside you. By breathing now in the posture, you're rising it, right? Just like the kettle being on, right? Every moment that kettle is on that oven, it's getting warmer and warmer and warmer and warmer and warmer and warmer. Feeling and feeling and feeling and feeling. For 10, doing great, guys. 9, breathe, breathe, breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brahmari to clear. Deep breath in. slowly coming up. Again, hands behind you. It's the safest way. Again, the right leg's on top, so shoot over to the left side. That's the safest way. Come out, windshield wiper the knees. And again, feel, right? If you felt nothing the last time we did it, now you feel something again. It's amazing to always revisit. And we're always doing that in my classes. We're always taking one something, one posture, one sequence, one movement, revisiting it. Why? It's important to build anchors, right? It's important to build sort of landmarks or posts, flag posts, things we can see, trail markers, right? As we progress on this journey. So today's, right? Just windshield wiping the knee side to side, right? And we get all the sensations of what each posture is doing. Good. We did right over left. Now we're going to do left over right. So very simply, just left over right, right? Bring it in. So I just, whoop, right? Just pops up. And then from here, right? That's why I said you can come onto the side. So now the left leg's on top. So we're going to the right side, right? And we're starting to bring it in, 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 right? And getting into that comfortable way. Remember, bolster is an option for anyone, right? As I was learning this posture, in the beginning I was really stubborn, but I actually progressed a lot further by being more authentic and honest with my practice and realizing I didn't have that space yet. So by placing the bolster, it just lifts you up to find that space. And then over time, you need less bolster, right? So it's thinner bolster, or you try different bolsters, maybe one high, one small, and then you get a trick of your body, and then every once in a while you do no bolster and you fight through it. That's a good way, right? And again, fighting through is never fighting. It's like the internal exploration, right? The Gita style of internal fighting where you're on the battle of both sides. All right, we talked about the hands, right? You can stretch back, right? You can grab your elbows. That keeps you open. You can play around, doing different grips, right? And again, I forgot on the other side, but there's also the option to do, right, eagle arms, right? So with the left leg on top, you can take the right arm, right? And we can just cross always, right? Stretching, feeling, right? Not for the whole time, but you can always play around with different binds in this position. But whenever you're ready, right, to be comfortable doing all that, right? Start to settle into the posture more and more, right? One knee stacking on top of the other. Legs are nice and comfortable, hips grounding toward the floor. Find the alignment in the spine. And then start to come forward, right? And as we come forward, right, start to bend those elbows, right? Start to pump, undulate, articulate, right? Pulse, right? Again, rhythm, flow, like a drum, right? And you're going deeper and deeper and deeper into that comfort to find that comfortable edge. Now, the whole time I've been using the words comfort and comfortable edge and relaxation. Of course, this is the awareness of it. It can be anything but comfortable. It can be anything but relaxed. But that's the whole point, right? Eventually, right, what transforms the student to the teacher is that you do become comfortable and you do become relaxed. Because once you're comfortable and relaxed, then you can teach it to anyone. Because who are you going to teach it to? The person who's not comfortable, the person who's not relaxed. So you can teach this to anyone who you are more comfortable and you're relaxed in each and every posture. And if you can share that inner experience with someone else, just like I'm sharing with you, then you become that guru, you become that teacher, that dispeller of darkness, right? Something very complicated like shoelace, we've been progressing week by week and getting better with it each and every week. It's something that has to grow, it doesn't just come. And as Shakespeare said, nothing comes from nothing. And that is a very beautiful spiritual aphorism as well. Nothing comes from nothing. So there is effort, there is work, there is devotion, there is practice. And this is the beauty of our yoga. Good, deep breath in, deeper breath out. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, slowly, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. Again, remember, go to the right side. That's the safe place. Unleash those legs. Windshield wipe them and feel, right? It's amazing. There's something that really changes by doing external and internal. Perfect. Just absolutely perfect for the hips. And like we've been discussing, the hips, right? In other weeks, the hips transfer to the heart transfers to the head, right? So we always want to bring that upward journey of motion, right? Forward fold, backward bend, forward fold, backward bend, forward fold for the hips, and then we lift up, backward bend for the heart and the head. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, guys. Beautiful work. From here, best part, we're just going to lie down nice and comfy, right? Spread your arms, spread your legs, right? And as we do this, as we lie down into our Shavasana, we want to relax everything onto the floor, right? So I like to start from the outside in, so I like to start from my head, my fingers, and my toes. And then as I gently move them, I'm slowly, 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 energetically coming inside, internal, towards the heart. Right? So just relaxing. Let yourself go, let yourself flow. And it's a very strong sensation that starts to occur in the Shavasana, especially if you've had a very strong practice, right? You can feel all sorts of movements, internal movements. Close your eyes and experience how the vision and the feeling integrate, right? What does integrate? It means communicate, right? So how does it carry on a relationship, right? How does the mind and the body communicate or have a relationship through your Shavasana? If your lower back is tight from all the twisting, just bring the soles of the feet to the floor, right? And that will relax your lumbar spine. But if you can, keep holding peacefully that Shavasana. Let gravity flow through you, right? Every cell. There's nothing you can do, right, to stop it from moving through you. It's an invisible force. It's like an invisible waterfall, right? And we are directly underneath it at all times. And it is shining through us. It is passing through us towards the core of the earth. And if you could imagine right now, anything you want to let go is actually running through you and down, down, down. For everywhere we do Shavasana, everywhere we do meditation, the energy of the center of the earth is always directly underneath us. You draw a center straight line from where you're lying down right now, you're going to pass through the center of the earth. That's the beauty of living on a circle, right? A ball, a sphere, right? This energy is internal, this energy is external, right? Circles exist and they're perfect. And they have so much power and energy that we can untap. We can realize the potential if we can be awake enough, if we can be still enough, if we can practice with true devotion for ourselves, through ourselves, and in ourselves to find it for ourselves. Placing your hands on your heart center, just resting your hands. Sometimes we set the intention at the beginning of class, other times at the end. What is your intention? After saying all of that about the Shavasana, where did it lead you today? Where did it bring you? What is the vision? What is the intention of your practice? Let's focus on that with one strong Brahmari. Deep breath in. Slowly, gently, hands to your side, soles of the feet to the floor. Windshield wiper the knees one last time. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the feeling in your body. May there be bliss, may there be happiness, may there be a pain-free environment, or at the very least, less pain than when you started. May you feel good, may you feel healthy, right? May your intention come true, right? And that's the progression. Good, slowly, slowly, climbing up with helping hands or rocking up, whichever way you prefer. Cobbler pose, sitting pose, cross-legged pose, right? Whatever pose feels right for you. And let's bring our hands together and let's start to do our energetics, right? We are working with each and every vertebrae on the spine, up, 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 and over top of the crown, and then back down. And if you feel an area of congestion, right? It's just like blowing your nose, right? If you feel an area of congestion, go into it and break it up, right? Feel it's almost like adding salt to the wound, but it's not salt, it's fire, right? It's an energy, it's a clearing energy. And the more you believe, right, the stronger the placebo, right? Think of this, right? One person gets a pill, another person gets a sugar pill, and the person with the sugar pill has the same results as the person who takes the pill. It's incredible what the mind is capable of. And we're only at the beginning of our journey in neuroscience and figuring it out. It's such an exciting time. The yoga revolution is just getting started. There's going to be more and more strength coming our way as we keep finding out empirically the evidence for ourselves, just how powerful, just how beneficial, and just how healing all of this practice can be. Fantastic, guys. When you're ready, just slowly release the hands, open it up, because that's the healing energy, right? Nothing to do but be, nothing to see, but just know and show yourself what it is to be alive to your living and awake to your waking. Feel that master pose, right? It's growing within you. Your yoga is really a testimony of your meditation, the ability to be still in the dance, in the movement, in the chaos, right? Because there is order, there is balance, there is equilibrium, there is peace, there is homeostasis, there is this balance. Beautiful. Feel, feel, feel. And once you can connect with it really deeply, almost on an electrical, emotional level, we're going to chant the mantra Om, slowly bringing the palms together and sealing that intention once again, tethering it to our hearts. Deep breath in. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace in your hearts, in your lives, in everything that you see, are, and be. The divine in me sees and shares the divine in you, in love, with love, and through love. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. Namaste. Yay!
Namaste, thank you.
Great job, guys. Everyone had a beautiful class, not too hard. It was good?
No.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, lots of love. Like I said, I recorded it. I sent the little link. I'll keep updating as much as I can. But again, there's nothing more pure or driven as the real experience. So it's so great to have you all live in class today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, guys,
Thank you, Alex.
take care. Lots of love from me.